Hey guys, it's Heather from Cookies for Breakfast here with now the second pregnancy week 6 vlog update. I had my ultrasound yesterday to give me more of a sense of a due date, and it matched what they said at the last ultrasound, which means I am 6 weeks now today, 3 days, whereas I thought I was 7 weeks, 3 days. So I'm gonna have to adjust the videos for that discrepancy. So I was kind of surprised about that. I'm not like entirely surprised. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, being surprised. Because I'm just surprised that I would have tested positive that early and would have started feeling like the side effects that early. But whatever, I guess it happened. So that would have been I guess it was a very early positive test. So whatever that means, it happened. So of course I have my notebook here with everything. So the ultrasound was good. It was a little scary at first because the tech wasn't like, she was friendly, but she wasn't very chatty. And didn't say that much. Now the woman who did it the last time told me step by step, like, oh, here's this, here's that, you know, there's where the baby would be, blah, blah, blah. She didn't say anything. And the first like wand that she was using didn't work, or wasn't working properly. So she's, you know, looking around, and like you could kind of see like a little like black spot, but you couldn't see anything in it. So I'm like freaking out, and she's not saying anything. She's like, well, I'm gonna try another one because this one doesn't seem to be working. So I'm totally freaking out that something's wrong. She can't see anything. So then she tried the other one and it worked better, but she didn't say anything. Like, she wasn't like, oh, there's the baby, you know, here's this, here's that, nothing. So after a while, eventually she was like, oh, look, she's like, you see that little flicker? There it is. And I was like, oh, okay, thank God. So we got to see the heartbeat, so that was exciting. It was at, she said it was 118, but she said it looked a little bit faster than that. So I know it's too early to tell gender based on heart rate at this point at 6 weeks. But I did look, and an average heart rate range for this stage is 90 to 110. So I'm thinking maybe, like, if it's 118, that's like slightly above the norm. So maybe that points to girl. So I don't know. So anyway, that was good. I met with the doctor afterwards, and I am still planning on going with the midwife portion of the practice. But this doctor I really like. So, you know, obviously if anything happens, you know, throughout the pregnancy or in labor, I would be seeing the doctor. So I'm glad that I really like this one specific doctor. So that's good. And she was very supportive of VBAC. You know, I had my whole list of questions, and she answered almost everything exactly the way what I wanted to hear. So they work with a lot of VBAC patients, and I've had a lot of successes with that. She really wasn't concerned with that at all. Of course, you know, they always say, you know, well, you know, you have to be careful about uterine rupture, and they kind of freak you out about that. So I guess that was a little scary, but statistically, it doesn't really, like, it's more dangerous to have another C-section than to have a VBAC and risk a uterine rupture. You're more likely to have a complication with another C-section. So anyway, I was very happy about that. So that was the appointment. So on Mother's Day, we told our parents and Derek's siblings, so it was nice to get that out in the open. We put Benjamin in his big brother's shirt, which my parents didn't notice, which neither did Derek when he came either. And so they were super excited. And then, like, I would have loved to have been you know, told both sets of parents in person, but obviously we're not living together. So then there would have been a big delay in when we told them. So I figured it'd be better to tell them on the same day. So we did FaceTime with Derek's mom. She noticed the shirt immediately, so that was exciting. Everyone's very happy, of course, so it's nice to get that out in the open. We're just waiting now to be able to tell everybody else. I'm waiting to blog about it. But especially now that I'm a week behind what I thought, it kind of pushes back when we're going to tell everybody. So I was thinking like the earliest would be 8 weeks, which is now 2 weeks away. I thought it was a week away, so it's only a week difference, but oh my God, I'm just like dying to, like, you know, let the cat out of the bag. So it was Mother's Day, like, after Derek had left to go back home. I was talking to my mom. I was kind of like, well, you know, I was like, I'm really surprised that at this point, like, I'm not really feeling sick, not really feeling any side effects or anything. And I couldn't remember when I started feeling sick with Benjamin. I really wasn't that sick. Like, it was definitely tolerable. I think at the worst it was more no food sounded good. Like, you know, if you are in your house and you just feel like eating anything that's in there, just like that, but like to the extreme. And that was pretty much the sickest that I got. I mean, like maybe like a couple like bouts of like feeling a little nauseous, but not anything too horrible. I remember having the Preggy Pop drops, and I did use those, and I did need them for, you know, a little, like a short period, but it really wasn't that terrible. We all know that I hate barf, so I think with that pregnancy, if I didn't hate barf so much, I probably could have barfed, but because I hated so much, like, I just didn't. So anyway, so I was complaining kind of on Sunday. Not complaining, but especially because I guess you're more likely to be sick if you're having a girl, which, you know, I'll be honest, I would love to have a girl. So it's like, well, it's like, I feel like I should be feeling sick by now, which at this point I thought I was further along than I actually was. So, and of course, what do you know, Sunday night, like a few hours after I'm complaining about this, it was the first time I felt really sick. So that kind of kicked it off. I think Monday was fine. Tuesday I was sick like all day. No, I haven't actually barfed yet. Again, it's more mind over matter for me, which I know that's a good place to be in because not everybody it has a level that they can control with their mind, but I do feel like I may get to the point where it will not be controllable. Especially because I feel like it's really early for this to be feeling like this sick at this point. So, that really sucks. Really sucks a lot. So, it was, you know, there's been good days, bad days. And depends on, some days it's like all day, like last Tuesday was all day, just feeling disgusting and sick and nauseous. And, this morning was terrible. Like I thought it was going to happen. I thought I was going to barf. Like I was just trying, just like, don't do it. Don't even think about it. Think about something else. It's having the Preggy Pop drops, which I swear by those. Those are fantastic. I need to find, my C-bands because I have those somewhere, for like motion sickness in airplanes and stuff. So I think I'm gonna have to get those out if I can find them. If not, buy more. So yeah, that combined with like not wanting to eat anything, nothing sounds good. Those are my biggest complaints. But I'm kind of scared because it's been getting worse over the past week. So I expect it to continue to get worse. And I really don't want to barf. And I feel like saying this out loud means it's going to happen. I don't want to curse myself, but I'm just really scared about it. I don't know how you moms do it. People who are, I mean, I've had many close friends that have been sick for like months, like barfing all the time. And either being at work in an office, I don't know how you do that, or even being at home with other kids. I don't know how you do it because this is killing me. It's torture, and I'm not even barfing yet. Like, I'm just like laying in bed, like praying to not barf and hoping that Benjamin can entertain himself. And, you know, of course, having Sprout Channel on all the time. It has been helping the past couple days when Benjamin takes his nap in the morning. I've been napping at the same time. So usually after that, I do feel better. So I think getting more sleep is going to be key. I normally go to bed really late, so I think I'm going to have to start going to bed earlier, and that should help. So that's what I'm thinking. So anyway, based on like all the sickness and the heart rate, maybe it's a girl. I don't know. Like, I'm cautiously saying that. I don't want to like get too excited about it. Derek still doesn't want to find out, so he's holding strong on that. So I'm kind of thinking we won't find out. So, which I can't remember if I talked about in the last video, but if we don't find out, we're telling everybody to not buy any baby clothes. I don't want anything, because I've been wanting to buy girl baby clothes my entire life. I'm so excited about it if I get to actually do it, and there's no way on God's green earth that I'm going to be having a little beautiful girl in yellow and green. It's not happening. So we're going to wait until the baby's here. If it's a boy, we already have a whole bunch of boy clothes. It'll be great. We already have Benjamin's old stuff. We can maybe get a couple of new things, but if it's a girl, we're getting a whole fresh new wardrobe of all like nice, cute, girly things. That's what we're doing, period. So that's that. Back to the VBAC. You know, the whole time I've been planning this, I know that it's the best way to achieve it is to have a completely drug-free labor and birth, which really scares me because I've always been like, give me all the drugs you can. I don't want to feel any pain. You know, so I've kind of been like on the fence. I'm like, what if I can't do it? Am I really committed to that? I'm still not sure if I'm 100% committed to drug-free. I don't know if I can do it. I think I think if you want to do it, you really need to be committed to it. You can't go in wishy-washy, because then you'll go in and you'll break down and you'll just be like, I'll take the drugs, whatever. You really need to either say yes or no, you know. And I'm just not there yet. So I've been kind of nervous that being on the fence will lead me to another C-section, which I obviously don't want. Yeah, I've just been kind of nervous if I'm not going to be successful with this. But I was in the shower the other day, and occasionally I get these weird epiphanies, but I was in the shower, not even really thinking about anything, and then it just hit me, like, I just felt it, that I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to be successful. Now, maybe with or without drugs, I don't know, but I did have, like, just, like, this feeling that I was going to do it. So I'm, like, kind of excited about that. I know it might sound really silly that, you know, you get a feeling and that's what's going to happen, but I really do feel good about it. I think it's going to happen. So, I don't know. I felt good about that. I was excited. I have actually, like, again, with the whole, like, being a week earlier than I thought, you know, I'm surprised I've been sick this soon. And I'm surprised that I feel, like, puffy already. Like, it's not today, it's not bad. But over the weekend, this actually happens, I'm not pregnant too, but I'll get, like, puffy face. And over the weekend, my face was, like, really, like, it was puffy face. Which I have some pictures, maybe I'll include in the post. But yeah, I'm surprised about that. And, like, you know, I think it was before I knew I was pregnant, I was wearing a certain pair of pants that I have, and I was like, what's going on? Like, and did I, like, gain a bunch of, no, again, I've always been big in the stomach area, but, like, it was just distributed weird. I know this is, like, a very, I don't know, not perverse, but really gross term, but I'm like, it's like a fupa. Like, I'm getting, like, it's always been my fear that I will develop this at some point, because I've always had a big stomach. So, you know, that, like, low hanging, like, gut, like, that's what I have. Like, that's when I was, like, wearing these pants, and I was like, oh my God, like, where did this come from? And I hadn't gained any weight or anything, just things that kind of moved. So hopefully that was, like, baby related. But again, I can't believe that I actually have, like, a little puff at this stage. I remember, like, maybe, like, a month after having Benjamin, like, putting on, like, maternity jeans, and they wouldn't stay up, you know, just, I had the full panel, they just wouldn't stay up because there wasn't a big stomach to hold it up there. And I tried on my maternity capris, which, side note, we did get my maternity bin of clothes out of our storage unit this past weekend, so that was, like, the success. It took an entire day to drive there and drive back, so it's far away from here. But that was a huge success. So anyway, I tried on the maternity capris, and they actually stayed up pretty well without, I mean, I did have to pull them up a couple times while I was trying them on, but they stayed up pretty well. So, it's a little scary. So yeah, it's funny because, like, you really have, like, at 6 weeks, I'm like, I should not be going around parading a baby bump, like, wearing maternity clothes. Like, that's just embarrassing. And it's funny because, you know, I mentioned this in a previous post about how, you know, people are like, oh, I'm not wearing maternity clothes yet, or I made it through 6 months not wearing the maternity clothes, whatever. And, like, me, I just want to be comfortable. Like, I think all pants should come with an elastic waistband like maternity pants do. They should come like that all the time. And so I've never really understood why. I mean, like, yeah, I could have probably worn my regular non-maternity pants throughout my pregnancy, but it would have been uncomfortable. Like, who wants to be uncomfortable with a big old belly? So, you know, I've been thinking about that, and then I'm like, well, it's kind of hypocritical that I'm, like, not wanting to go wear my maternity clothes and, like, parade around a baby bump, because if anybody asks, somebody will be like, well, I'm 6 weeks, and they're gonna be like, why are you looking so big? But you really have no control over it. Like, some people pop early, some people don't. Like, you have no control over it. It's not like, you know, if you eat too many chips, you're gonna pop sooner than if you eat all vegetables. Like, you have no control over it. So I don't know why I have this complex, why a lot of other people have this complex. So I'm thinking I should just, like, go for it, you know, like, wear it proud. But I'm not there yet, so maybe in the next couple weeks. I feel like 8 weeks is an acceptable time, like, for a second baby, that you can, you know, start, like, going around and being like, hey, check me out. So anyway, that's everything on my list. I know this is kind of a longer video. I think they're going to get longer and longer. I know I don't like normally watching vlogs that are super long. Although pregnancy vlogs, I do tend to pay attention more. So, anyway, so we have this. You can see it's a little close here. There's that. So that's it. I think that's everything for this week. I'm going to be adjusting the days that I start filming this to go along more with what time I am when my week turns over. So anyway, that's all for this week. So see you next week. Bye.